Right guys, welcome back. In today's video we will be doing some painting. Obviously the first job is to clean up. Very important. So I've cleaned up. I've cleaned the underside of the sill. It's looking good. I've put a bit of egg primer on the underside. I'm now going to put a mask line on the edge of the sill where I want to stone chip up to, because I don't want the stuff everywhere. It's quite messy. So I'm just literally going to follow the line, this fold here at the sill. Right, I'm ready. Short gun, Gravitex, and a decent spray mask. So give it a shake. So, the Gravitex is done. I'm going to let it dry, then I'm going to rub the underside down with some Scotch-Brite, give it a good key, and then I'm going to 2K high build the whole bottom half. Then I'll flat that back, blot that back, and then it's going to have the direct gloss satin 2K hurricane grey on top of that. That's the plan. I also need to do the inside of the door shut gloss black to kind of keep it original looking. So I'll do that as well. Right, it's the next day. It's all gone off. It's nice and hard. I have Scotch-Brighted the tops of the doors. This bit here as well. I've cleaned up all the doors shut. I've gone over it with some 240 and then some Scotch-Brite. So my plan for today is I'm going to mask the car up and then get it in high build primer. So, first job, I'm going to use some of this plastic sheeting. It's really good. Expands out to like 6 times its size. Going to wrap the whole car in it, and then once that's done, I'm going to open this door, cut a hole for the door, and mask the door opening out. I'm going to mask the door off because I want to be able to spray the inside with high build. That's the plan. This stuff's really static, so it sticks to the car really well, but I will use a little bit of tape to secure it. Right, next job, I'm going to use some panel wipe to clean up all the bits I'm going to spray. This is just standard panel wipe, nothing special. I'm just using some old cloth, which is nice and clean. Very rewarding job this. I always enjoy it. So the plan is with this, I won't spray the high build all the way into the edge. I'm just going to do the bare metal basically. I'll block it back and then I'll spray the black into about here, then I can polish it back. So the key is you want to prepare the paint for the gloss top coat but at the same time you don't want to ruin it. So if you just go with some light Scotch-Brite, it gives it enough key for it to stick, so you can then polish it back and blend it in. That way you'll avoid all the sharp, nasty masking lines which you don't really want. Right, now I've done that, I'm happy to mix the high build primer, get a bit of high build on it, and go from there. Right, the high build is now on. I'm letting it dry for 24 hours and then I'm going to block it back tomorrow. That is the plan. Right, it's been 24 hours. The primer's gone off, so I'm going to use a sanding block to block it back. So to start off with, I'm going to use 320 grit. I'm going to block it back, and the plan is to spray a little bit of black paint over the top of the primer as like a mist coat. And the reason for this is, if I do that, when I block it back, if you notice any black spots, it's because it's a slight low spot and it'll either need more blocking or a little bit of filler. It's just a little tip I learned a few years ago. It works really well. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just using dark grey etch primer as a mist coat. So I'm literally just going to, just like that. Nothing serious. Let it dry, and the idea is when I block it back, you shouldn't see any of that. If you can, it's got a low spot. So 320, and where we go. So, happy with that. The next stage is I'm going to go over it with some grey Scotch-Brite. Just go around the edges, go on the underside. And then that bit will be done. Now for this bit, I'm going to use a bit of soapy water and the wife's best washing up bowl. So please don't tell her. So I use warm water because it's a little bit nicer. But the soap just helps to clean the panel down nicely. You don't have to go wild, but want to get rid of the remaining high spots. And that is as simple as that. That piece there is ready to paint. I will obviously do the whole thing, but just to demonstrate on camera, that's how easy it is. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to do the rest. When you next see me, this will be done. Right, it's all sanded down. I've gone over the whole thing with Scotch-Brite. It's got a really good finish. I'm going to let it dry a little bit because obviously I've used soapy water. Then I'll panel wipe it and I can spray the inner door shut black then. Right, panel wiped. It's now ready for some paint. So I'm just going to mist it in and give it a tack coat, and I'll give it a proper coat in a minute. Right, it's been another 24 hours, the black's gone off. I'm going to mask up now, ready for the grey paint. So what I've done, I've just rubbed down the bottom area where there's a bit of overspray, just to give it the best finish I can. I didn't film it because, you know, it's rubbing down, you know what it looks like, but I'm now going to mask the line down here. So I'm using frog tape this time, just because it's kind of low tack, and it gives a really nice finish normally. So guys, has anybody got a project lined up? Anything that you want me to see? any kind of car projects, motorbike projects, anything on YouTube, let me know in the comments. I'll happy to watch whatever. How many of you guys have got Novas? Let me know. What have you got? What conditions it in? Has anybody got any show plans for the year? Let me know. I'm hoping to get this out to maybe a couple, but we'll see. At the minute, my main task is to get this to Santa Pod. Right, all the door shuts masked. Masked around here, masked it out a bit. So this bit's ready. I just need to mask the front wing because I've also done that. Haven't filmed it, but I've done it. Right, all the masking is now done. I'm going to panel wipe the bottom and then it'll be ready for paint. Coat 1. So at this point I realised I had quite a lot of paint left, so I figured I would paint the front bumper, as the grey is quite a different colour to the original, unfortunately. Right, so we're done. As you can see, I need to do a bit of tidying up, but the bottom's painted, the front bumper's painted. We did have a slight problem with the bumper. It started to rain as I was doing it and I painted it outside, so there's a few droplets of water in it. It's not the end of the world. I was planning on rubbing it back and polishing it. However, being a satin direct gloss, I'm not really sure if you can. So if you know, please comment below. I'd really appreciate that. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did like it, please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.